I've been reading a book called Big Magic, and it's so good. I'm almost done it, but there was a part that I came across the other day where the author, Elizabeth Gilbert, she was talking about ideas and how she views ideas as something that I've always felt, but I've never known how to articulate it because it's just a very unique way of viewing things. So that in itself was refreshing for me to read. I wanted to do my best to describe it. So basically, ideas, inspiration, and creativity are always around us. They have always been around us since before the dinosaurs. We live in the 3D world where there's people, there's buildings, there's animals, there's life. We live in the world, but around us, we're constantly surrounded by energy, and ideas, inspiration, and creativity are a part of that, where they're constantly circulating around us. And the only way that they can come into this world is by collaborating with a human, with one of us, with somebody that is willing, capable, and ready to commit to that idea and in some form of partnership bring it to life. I'm just gonna say ideas, but it's like inspiration and creativity as well. These things are around us because they serve a purpose. They're required. So eventually, no matter what, they're gonna find somebody that's willing to follow through, but it's just a matter of finding the right person. And the way she described it is like that rush of inspiration we get, that is when an idea is quite literally knocking at your door. And it just needs you to open, answer, and say yes. And once you do, it's like you're signing a contract with that idea to commit to it and to make it come to life. These ideas, there's no limitations to them. They can be scientific, commercial, creative, through art. There's no limitations. It's just a matter of what it is and who it finds. So you might have an idea for a song that comes to your mind if that is something that aligns with your soul, with your abilities as well. It knows what it's doing. These ideas know who they're approaching when they do. So you have to almost take it as a compliment and be grateful that it's even come to you. Sometimes we aren't open to receive and we turn them away. And it's crazy because I've had this happen before too, where I've had an amazing idea and then not too long after, I see somebody else has carried it through. It'll find its way out there. I wanted to make a video and I was scrolling on TikTok and the exact concept to a T, and it was so complicated because the way that my mind works is it works in almost metaphors. The way that I connect certain dots, it's weird, but there was a man and it felt like my brain had been like taken out and put into his head because he carried it through. And it's funny because that video went viral, which is amazing because that just means the idea reached everyone that it was supposed to, because that's what it's waiting on. There are lives that are meant to be changed and new ideas that are supposed to enter into the world through the process of this one idea being shared. And it sounds absolutely crazy, but it is so true and it's so real. Like, we are a product of creation. We are here to create, whether it be a song, a form of art, a clothing line, a business, whatever. Even like the thought of creating a person. When you look at somebody and you're like, I want to have his babies, that thought, that idea goes into your head for a reason. Maybe you're actually supposed to. And a lot of us don't have the confidence or the capacity to carry it out, but somebody will. One day somebody will have that man's babies. One day, whatever art form you wanted to bring into this world, it'll come, whether you're here or not. But that's how we stay here forever, to make an imprint on this world. And that is through the partnership of ideas. There's not a day that goes by where there is not one form of creation, whether it be an idea, a person, a tree being grown, whatever. So it's important that we allow ourselves to be open to receive these ideas, that we clear our minds so that when an idea comes knocking on your door, you open it ready and willing to follow through. I feel like a common struggle for people is procrastination, where you put things off and you put things off and then all of a sudden you don't end up doing it. And that's because ideas aren't gonna stay. They're not gonna linger forever. When you come back to it after you've dealt with everything that's in front of you in the 3D, all the problems and the drama and the chaos of your day-to-day, once you've finally settled that, the idea is gone because it's energy. It's gonna move on. It's not ours. We don't have any actual ownership over these concepts, over this energy, because when the time is right, the time is right. So it's super important, like I said, to be open and willing to receive, to open the door when an idea knocks. When you get that inspiration, whether it be at 3 o'clock in the morning and you just need to open your notes app and get it started, once you take that step of committing to the idea, do everything that you can to stay consistent with it. There's a reason why it's there. And if you let it pass, it'll move on to somebody else. So you need to stay mindful of that and be open to receive. And that's why I feel like a lot of people talk about the law of detachment. There's all these concepts, and I can definitely dig a little bit deeper into those in another video, but that's not really the main point today. And I've read a lot of books on that too. I feel like it's so important to immerse yourself in knowledge. The more that you have, the more that you can contribute. And knowledge is one of the greatest things that you could have on this planet by far. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Usually when it finds you, it's because it aligns with your purpose, with the purpose that God put on your life. You're just supposed to say yes because it's needed. It's there for a reason. They're constantly surrounding us, and we just need to open our eyes, open our ears, and become open and willing to receive. Because when you believe these things belong to you and you believe you're capable and you're worthy, each and every single one of us are chosen. And a lot of the time we don't feel like we are. We don't feel like we're worthy enough, and we give up before we even have the chance. And the chance is always there. That partnership, that contract is always waiting to be signed so that we can do something. And also, when you say yes to an idea, to inspiration, to creativity, to coming into partnership with the energy that is surrounding you because there is something that you are being tasked to do, there is always a reward. God will always have a reward for you. Whether it's financial abundance, love, stability, like there's always going to be some positive outcome that comes from you working hard and committing to this process and bringing it to life. That's just how it works. I don't know how to explain it. Not to say that there's consequences, but if you get into the habit of shutting the door on every single idea and every single glimpse of inspiration that comes to you, you're just gonna end up working a job and living a life where you're used as a tool to help somebody else's idea be brought to life. I think it's just important to keep that in mind because we all have a purpose, and some of us disqualify ourselves and choose to be a part of somebody else's purpose coming to life, which isn't what we're intended to be here for. It can definitely help. We can always collaborate with others, but we all have a chance. We all are chosen, and you just need to say yes. I try to say yes to almost every single opportunity that comes my way. Like, I have so much gratitude for just the fact that I was born the way that I am. Just to know that part of my purpose is to create life, and I've already done that, duh. But like, knowing that I can is one of the most beautiful things, because now not only do I have the opportunity to open my life up to collaborating with this energy and bringing these ideas and creativity and inspiration to life, my child also has that same opportunity. So it's like, it's really cool. I feel like the circle of life is something that's really neat. I just watched The Lion King the other day too. The sun is going down behind me, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up quick. One of the most amazing feelings ever is when I get overwhelmed with an idea or a thought and being able to put it on paper. I quite literally will bring my journal almost everywhere that I go, and my camera, because when it comes to inspiration, I cannot control when that comes in. I've learned that. Sometimes it's at 3 a.m. through a dream. Sometimes I get woken up in my sleep by an idea, and I believe that is God and inspiration knocking at my door, wanting me to act. Sometimes it can be as much as me seeing a sign on the road that puts an idea, a thought in my mind. Sometimes it's an interaction that I have with another person when I'm out in public and I need to get it down, get it somewhere so that I can express myself. And I'm a very, very expressive person. I feel like I'm suffocating if I can't get the thoughts out of my mind and get the feelings that I have, whether it be out on paper or communicate them to others. I love to express myself. It is one of those things when you feel something, it almost feels like an impulse. You need to release it, or you need to spend more time figuring out exactly how you want it to be released. And yeah, there's certain things, certain ideas, like even when it comes to these video diaries, this is something that's been within me since I was 13 years old. Now I just don't want to let those things pass, and that segment of the book was such a beautiful reminder because it really captured how I was feeling and gave me a way to visualize these opportunities as they come and go. Sometimes it's within hours, within minutes. An idea can come and go just like this before you can even put it on paper. So yeah, make sure when you feel that burst of inspiration, that knock on your door, that knock on your soul, answer it, do what you can with it, because that is God's way of letting you know, and the universe way of letting you know that now is the time for whatever idea that is. And once you agree to go into collaboration, you'll see so many signs from the universe just affirming that. When you decide to take that step forward, whether it be you want to create something, or whether you feel like you're drawn to a particular person or a place you want to move, you will see signs everywhere. Like it can be overwhelming. It's like you'll get whatever confirmation you need to keep you going and flowing and feeling like and just, I don't know, you'll feel it. You'll get that confirmation that you need that will let you know that you made the right choice by saying yes. And God has a way of leaving little breadcrumbs, little trails for you to follow, so that you know that you're taking the right path. And just make sure you follow through. Don't procrastinate. Don't let it pass you by, and see what happens, because something interesting will always happen. Anyways, I hope that all makes sense. My videos sometimes just turn into little rambles because, as I said, they just pop into my head and need to come out before they go away. I forgot to mention as well, pay attention to the patterns of when this energy comes to you. Like for myself, I don't think I can make it through one of my walks, especially when I'm by the water, when I'm in nature, where the gears don't start turning. Like no matter what, when I'm on a walk, I'm always listening to music and I'm always in nature, and that's when I get my downloads from the universe, from God, that are like little seeds planted in my mind, and I need to make sure I capture them before they pass me by. So pay attention to the environments that you're in when you feel like these ideas and the inspiration is coming to you, because that is typically where you are most at peace and most open and willing to receive, and that's why they come. That's quite literally why you are met with these ideas, because this is like the small window, the small gap in your day that the universe knows that it can catch you. So make sure you're paying attention. You'll get an overwhelming amount of confirmations and signs from God sent to you when you're going in the right direction. At the same time, you will be rerouted if you need to be. If you end up getting distracted or things like that, you'll always be pulled back into whatever you committed to, whatever idea, whatever project, whatever capacity that this has reached you. It will come back as if it's like tapping on your shoulder, and if you let it pass, it will pass. But it's just, you need to stay attentive, you need to stay hoping, you need to stay willing, and you also need to stay in the heart space that at times, like, yeah, I might sound like a complete and total crazy person saying that ideas are floating around us in the universe invisibly, but you need to stay open and imaginative and allow your mind to be as vibrant and as just be open. Just be open in whatever way feels right to you. For me, I believe it's God. I believe there's a magical essence to the way this world works, and obviously I'm not saying that God is a magician or anything like that, but you can just feel, you can feel the way that love and life and this world is, I don't know, it's something special. Put yourself in those spaces where you can be reached the easiest. It's like when you have a package show up at your door, if you're not home, there's a higher chance of it being stolen. Think of it that way. Think of it that way. It's that every idea, every glimpse of inspiration that comes into your life is an Amazon package being delivered to your door, and if you're not home and ready and willing to bring it inside, somebody might come and steal that right from your porch, or it might just get picked back up and sent to somewhere else. So be mindful of that and stay open, stay willing, and commit to those feelings, commit to those things that you are drawn to. As always, I hope you have an amazing day, and I love you. Bye.